From the Maroons to magic to merchant services, and even meandering monsters in the marshlands, our next guest might just be the most interesting man in South Florida. Let's dive into this wild ride. Hello, friends.
What's up?
Welcome back to another episode of the Digital Mayors Podcast, where we spotlight the people, the businesses, the organizations that make South Florida a great place to live, work, play, learn, and give.
That is right. From nonprofits changing lives to entrepreneurs shaking things up, we're here to highlight what makes this community thrive.
Yes, and if you are new to our podcast, welcome. Thank you so much for making time to be here. If you're a returning listener or viewer, you're the real MVP. Please drop us a DM with your favorite hidden gem in South Florida or a question, and we might give you a shout out in a future episode.
That's very true. And today's guest is a certified legend. This man. He's Marine Corps veteran, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu student and coach, comedy magician, national sales director for Jadapay, and also a python hunter.
Yeah, man.
Let's give it up for Mitchell Davie.
Welcome, Mitch.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for having me.
So glad you're here, man.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
excited. I'm excited.
Yes, welcome to the show. So
Thank you.
let's just start with magic.
Ooh, magic.
Magic.
Hold on, wait a second. Did you?
Hold on, where's
did
my
you
wallet?
Did you do hands?
Now you see
Just
him?
hear how his voice shifted.
It did.
Yes.
Magic.
So I understand you went to the only magician's college in the world.
I did.
How did
I
that
did.
happen? Like,
Yeah, what's up?
I found out about the college. There's one college in the country. It's called the Chavez College of Manual Dexterity and Prestidigitation.
Ooh.
So this was goodness.
do you have to
probably,
say it to get in? Like that's the admission?
You should have to probably, right? It was, goodness gosh, probably 30, 35 years ago. It's been a while. And back in the day, we didn't have like YouTube and social media like now. And I grew up in a small town in Ohio. So I took the opportunity to, learn more about the school and to pursue that because nowadays, if you want to learn all your magic tricks, performance, it's all on social media.
Right.
It's all out there. So
And where's the school?
it's in? It was in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Battle Creek, Michigan.
No kidding.
Yep, they take 6 people per year. So I was lucky to get accepted. I auditioned, and they didn't want to take people that just wanted to do it for hobby. They wanted to take people that wanted to pursue it for a career, and I went all out, and it worked out for me.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a magician's college. All I know is, but are you a fan of the TV show Modern Family?
I am. Yes.
So Phil Dunphy,
yeah.
right, is the magician,
Yes.
and he's been out in Las Vegas,
Yes.
and the group of magicians
Yes.
out. Like, is that real? Are there people that, like, there's a group that teach magic to each other and they learn and share?
Lot. Yeah, there's clubs. There's like IBM rings, and there's just people that want to perform. There's people that want to teach. There's people that just want to learn and not do anything. There's people that want to collect. So there's a lot of different avenues for that type of industry. But unless you're a magician, not a lot of people knew about that school.
Yeah.
It's very it's more industry. You hear about.
Sure.
It.
Well, that's similar and different is I used to work with a guy. It's so weird. He started off as a dishwasher when I knew him in a restaurant and became a cook. He went to clown college. He went to, Barnum and Bailey Clown College. And he used to entertain us. I'm drawing a blank on his name because it was like 30 years ago. But he used to entertain us. He would balance stuff. Are
you serious?
He could balance anything. He balanced a mop on his chin.
Yeah.
He balanced a table on his forehead, like between his eyes. Like, amazing. Could juggle anything. It was really cool.
Have you seen the lady she does, I assume she does more places, but she always does the Boston Celtics halftime show. She's this older lady. She gets up on a unicycle and she's got all these bowls.
Yeah.
And she balances them and throws them up
Incredible.
and catches them.
Is it balanced with the spinning? Like the
Or
spinning?
is it just on her head?
That's plates. They
Yeah.
spin the plates on the.
But
No, she has bowls.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's
Big
circus
bowls.
stuff.
No, I'm gonna have to YouTube that one.
Yeah,
Very
that's
interesting.
like
But on the
circus stuff.
unicycle too.
Incredible.
Jeez, I can barely walk straight.
Right. Try to balance a plate or a bowl on your head anyway,
Right.
and then, be on a unicycle.
I could spin a basketball in my hand. A little bit.
A little
There you
bit. A little bit. All right, so magic,
Yes.
a passion of yours. Let me ask you this. Your poor parents. So
My poor mother.
your poor
more
mom.
like it. Yeah.
So growing up,
yeah.
for her, What was it like having a kid that was a magician?
It was torture.
Yeah.
It was torture. So I was a professional magician for about 30 years.
Wow.
Traveled. I had the pleasure of just having a career that I loved. Done over 18,000 shows.
Wow.
And
Wow,
just
man.
a lot of celebrity performances, and just it was a wild ride. It was amazing. But in order, to get there, of course, you got to work hard. And again, back in the day, there's no social media.
Right.
So as far as my mom was concerned, she and my brother were my guinea pigs.
Of course.
I remember the day like it were yesterday. I was doing the first David Copperfield inspired me. So he's more like music and the theatrical type of a performer. So that's the type of magic that I wanted to get into. So I got the illusions, and I took this box and I cut my brother in like 3 or 4 pieces.
Oh.
And my mom walks in, his head's over here,
Oh,
his
shit.
body's over here. Like, where's his body? I just see it. And she's freaking out. So my mother got to walk in on a lot of stuff like that. But the best is when I went to our town hardware store, got a Black & Decker jigsaw, right?
boy.
Like a real saw.
Right.
And I'm asking my brother, hey, I got to learn this trick. Can I saw you in half?
Oh.
And he was younger. He just wanted to fit in. He was like, okay. He just, did whatever. And so he's laying down. I got this real saw, and I've got these dowel rods. I'm cutting them to prove it's real. My mother walks in. I think she's going to lose her
Yeah,
stuff.
she's
freaking out,
course.
right? And she's like, oh, no, get up. I'm like, no, Mom, this should work. What do you mean it
should
should
work.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm nervous too, And it was just so she saw like all the practicing.
Right.
And it was a good time. It was a good time for me, torture for her.
Yes.
But
and
then
your poor brother.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
Does he still talk to you?
he's a power lifter, right?
He is.
He's a big dude. Your brother's a big dude.
He's a big guy. Yeah, Anthony Davie. He's a power lifter. He does a lot of expos at like the Arnold Classics.
Oh, wow.
His bench press. He's hit like 700. Drug-free competition.
Wow.
Mean, he's a big guy. Wow. But back then he wasn't big.
Right.
So I could.
So at what point did you apologize?
I was going to say, like, when did you start working with
like
him? When
what
he started
size did he
lifting
get to?
Well, it's funny. He thinks I should apologize, but I'm like, bro, I studied jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm
right.
okay.
Right. What are you going to do?
Apologize.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but then he studies jiu-jitsu.
Oh.
So yeah, we.
Yeah, but when you're that big, it's tougher.
It's harder for him to move.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yeah. And so listen, so with him being a big guy and a power lifter, social media, do you ever see the guy on, and I've talked to you about him, Mike, Anatoly?
Yes. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, gym pranks.
Yes.
Gym pranks.
I love
Hilarious.
his gym pranks.
Hilarious.
I love when
You've told me about it.
right, because he's not physically huge and he's immensely strong.
Yes.
Like he walks around with a mop and a bucket.
That mop is 35 kilograms or
yeah,
something like
37,
that. 37.
37. Yeah, it's like
70
70 pounds.
Yeah.
So he walks around holding it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, can I try that? And they're laughing because, it's got 800 pounds on it. And he's like, just hold the mop for me. And he holds the mop, boom, and it hits the ground hard because they're like, holy shit.
Oh yeah. And then after he does his thing, they'll start like
Right.
you know.
And it's crazy because he's not that big.
No.
He's just incredibly strong and has great technique.
Yeah, I will get in a what's it called, like a rabbit hole with that guy. I'll get one video, I'll like it,
Same.
and they just keep connecting and just
Same.
Yeah.
Do you know who I do that with as well? Harry Mack. You ever watch Harry Mack?
I don't know.
Harry Mack is a freestyle rapper.
Okay. Oh yeah.
He is
Yep.
insane. Because like if he were in the room here right now, he would ask us to give him
Like
3
name
words.
words. Yeah, and then
he'd ask us to
Yep.
give words, and then he does a freestyle rap to a beat, incorporates the words. But then, oh, by the way, he would mention things like, Flat Ronnie on the front of our desk. He'd mention Florida Atlantic, Jadapay. Like he would get those things into the conversation.
Yeah, I didn't know him by name, but he's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it took.
Yeah, I go down that rabbit hole. When I see one of his, I just get stuck on it. He's so impressive to me.
Yeah,
I love that.
And the amount of words. I mean, he'll ask for like 10, 12, like
Correct.
a lot of words.
Correct.
For him to remember it and then write it.
I can't even remember the words, let alone
Yeah,
rap.
exactly.
He does them in order usually,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's
Impressive.
incredible. And he doesn't write them down.
No.
He's amazing.
I wonder if off screen there's a guy with a big.
Right, cue cards.
I mean, it's still amazing.
But
even if
by
it
the
is.
way, Mitch is no different really. We've been fortunate enough to see Mitch perform magic a few times. He's been so generous. He has performed for my brother's charity event, the Shoot for a Change, which, by the way, we have in our studio today is Bring Your Kid to Work Day. My younger nephew, Jacob, sitting over there in the studio and happens to be wearing a Shoot for a Change shirt.
That's right.
So
boy.
we have seen Mitch do walk. There he is. Jake, you're on screen, brother.
bro.
Hey, man. But we've seen Mitch. He's done walk around magic there. He did walk around magic for your 40th birthday party.
That's right.
He is absolutely amazing. And then up on stage, like this guy's no joke. And the amount of time that you put in to your prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Wow. That's impressive.
I've heard that word.
That's very
that
impressive.
impressed me.
Yeah, I try once in a while. But and everything you do in magic, when I've watched you, I'm always looking because I'm a figure it out guy. And I want to know how it's done, and so I pay really close attention. And I don't see you anything.
Yeah.
I don't see anything you do.
Tell me how that worked out for you.
I've looked.
Yeah.
I've looked. I can't remember the trick. Remember there was one trick.
Which one?
It was we did it at BNI or it was at Maggiano's. It was something about the fake the invisible deck of cards and throwing it across the room.
Oh yeah.
Blown away. You're amazing.
Thank you.
I don't know how the heck you do it.
Can I tell you something you may not know about me?
Okay.
When I used to be a restaurant manager of a Ruby Tuesday up in Manchester, or no, not, was that Manchester? Yes, Manchester, New Hampshire. And there was times where we were pretty slow, especially in the winter time. And I learned a bunch of card tricks.
Okay.
And I would entertain the tables.
Nice.
When it was slow, I'd walk around like, you want to see a trick?
It really helps
And
your
I'd-
tips, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, I was a manager. I didn't get tips.
Yeah,
I just did.
I did that too, by the way, as a bartender.
Are you serious?
Yep.
That's funny.
For Hanukkah one year,
Okay.
Mom and Dad got me way back in the day video cassettes.
What's that?
I know. For you kids at home, videos of there are 4 different videos of how to do all these different tricks, and there's one that I loved. It was a 4-coin trick with a napkin and moving the coins around and stuff.
Okay.
I don't think I could still do it, but I used to do that and I made good money.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I would make extra tips from that.
Nice.
That was
So
that
we're
was
basically
a lot
the
of
same.
fun. Yeah, we're basically on the same. This is essentially what I'm saying.
18,000 shows.
Yeah.
And a couple of nights in a Ruby Tuesday. Yeah, same
done.
thing. So you've done stage music.
Or magic.
Music. What did I say? Music.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, you might have done music too.
You're the
but-
musician.
Yeah.
I'm the musician. So stage magic, illusion, and comedy magic. So what drew you to the comedy magic part?
Oh, now that's a funny story.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I studied David Copperfield,
Right.
theatric, the music and stuff. So I grew up in Ohio, and I had this illusion where you have a box, and basically you put a rabbit in it, you put a sword through the box, you spin it around, you make the rabbit, disappear. I didn't have a rabbit.
Okay.
I thought, we got a local pet store. I'll just grab a pet, a rabbit
practice
from
on
the
a
pet
rabbit.
store on the way to the gig. So I go to the pet store. They don't have any rabbits. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm looking around. And I'd done a couple shows, prior to that. And they were a lot of fun, more the illusion type stuff. But they didn't have any rabbits. So I'm like, what am I going to use? I see this guinea pig.
All right.
All right, I guess I'm going to use a guinea pig. A guinea pig has a different personality. They're much more wiry. They're scrappy. A rabbit, their body's this big, but they got hair like this.
Yep.
So they may go in the secret compartment all snug. They're not going to move.
Yep.
So I put this guinea pig in a box. I put the sword in it. I flip it up. I spin it around. He's gone. Well, there's a lot of empty space in the secret compartment with the guinea pig. He starts freaking out. You hear it scratching and just going nuts. So here I'm like, yeah, and the guinea pig is gone. And people's like, no, I hear him. He's in the box. The audience fell out laughing. I'm
That's
like, you know
good.
what? I think there's
Right.
something behind the comedy.
That's very
You know, you
cool.
should have done.
Yeah.
is Stabbed it. Actually,
yeah.
got it.
Right? Packet of ketchup.
Yeah. So then after the show, I'm like, I don't need this guinea pig. So I
Right.
go to take it back to the pet store. They're like, you bought it. We can't take it back.
Yeah.
I said, well, I know you're not a cruel person, so I'm gonna leave the guinea pig on the porch of the pet store.
Yeah.
I said, do with it what you want. And they took it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want my money back.
Right.
I can't use the guinea
just-
pig.
you're not
It's gonna ruin my show.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is
So,
funny.
so I went the comedy route, and it also helped because as a comedy magician, I got to be very verbal, very vocal.
expressive.
Yes. So when it came to traveling on the cruise ships and setting up your illusions, to travel with illusions and to be on one ship in the Bahamas, and the cruise director says, "Mitch, we need an entertainer on the other ship. Break everything down."
Yeah.
It was a hassle, but
Right.
now my comedy magic could fit comfortably in 2 trunks. I could play theaters of a couple thousand people, and I could do a couple hours of material. I could
That's
just jump on a
amazing.
plane, go to Vegas, perform, in and out quick.
Smart. So you know
So-
what? You know what he?
Speaking of
Do you
Vegas.
know? Do you know what he makes me think of? Because he's established. And
Efficient?
He's efficient.
Is he effective though?
You know,
And he's effective. Eric Eastham,
yeah,
estate planning attorney.
Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
that's all I'm thinking is like, oh my God, that's so efficient, right? You're like, how do I take my job
performing smarter, not harder,
and make
Yeah,
it smarter?
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, and then it was crazy because on the cruise ships, there was a time where I had 12 different doves. You know, you play the music, wearing a tuxedo, you're pulling doves out of the air, making them disappear. When it comes to customs and immigration for live animals, that was a whole other,
Gotcha.
nightmare.
So even smarter.
Yeah. So then when I was on the cruise ships, I left all my animals. I even had a 10-foot python
Oh, wow.
that I performed with, a python named Fluffy and a rabbit named Viper.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
I had
Makes
these
sense.
animals. So when I'm on the cruise ships, I'd go out for 6 months, 8 months, 3
Yeah.
months. I left all my animals with my mother.
Oh,
So she was
God.
already
Tortured her
scarred
again.
from
Does she
from
still?
what I did
Does
to
she
them.
like you?
Yeah.
She loves me. Yeah, and actually, I'm gonna go up and see her in a couple weeks.
That's awesome.
So-
That's awesome. So you remember a whole bunch of years ago, my brother and I were in Las Vegas for a Remax convention. And
remember.
Mitch happened to be out in Las Vegas and called and said, hey, listen, I'm going to a show tonight. Would you guys like to join me? And we're like, yes, please. That sounded cool. So we ended up going to a couple of shows. And the people we saw were awesome. One of the really cool things, though, was that Mitch was a celebrity. Like the magicians. Remember
When we walked into that one place,
there was a
they,
magic
like,
shop.
Stopped the show.
Yeah, well, but it started, we were in the magic shop was it Mandalay Bay in the,
I don't remember.
Okay.
well, either MGM or Mandalay Bay, their little mall section there where they have all the shops, there's a magic shop. And we stopped by and people were like, oh my God, Mitch. Like it was a big deal. And right, they stopped the show basically when you walked in with the second show we got to see. So what's that like for you? Like you're so unassuming. You're so like calm and easy.
Well, can I add to the story before you ask the
for it.
question? I think you missed the whole first part of the story, which I think is super cool. How it happened. We were at BNI, and we had a visitor that day, a guest. He was subbing for someone. I mentioned something about going to Vegas. He came up to me after, was like, "Oh, I'm going to be in Vegas then." We didn't know each other. That was the first time we met.
first time I met
He's
you
like,
guys.
"Here's my number. If you guys are out there at the same time, maybe we could hook up." I didn't know the guy,
Yeah.
and we were out there. I'm like, he seemed kind of nice. Let's call him.
Yeah.
Right? I thought that was a cool part to add to the story.
Yeah, it really is. And then, oh yeah, by the way, oh, he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like we had no clue. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Like what is that like for you being a magic celebrity?
I don't know about the celebrity part, but I've worked hard.
Yeah.
I maintain relationships and connections, and you just get respected and appreciated, for the art. So outside the magic community, people like, probably don't know who I am, but
Sure.
a couple of magicians in Vegas, we all just try to help each other. And
Right.
That's
yeah,
so
but,
cool. It's just cool that
yeah.
you have that reputation that people know who you are and appreciate and respect who you are and what you do. That's again, that's what'd you say, 35 years of magic?
Yeah, I started in 1995. I got my first cruise ship gig, but I started practicing. I was a senior in high school, so 1990
Oh, wow.
is when I picked up a book from the library because I saw David Copperfield. He came to my little town
Really?
of Lima, Ohio.
Wow.
And I'm like, you know what? That's what I want to do. So the next day I went to the library, got a library book, and that was my senior year in high school, 1990.
Wow. And for those at home, what's a library?
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I just officially retired in last year.
Yeah. So cool.
So
Amazing.
last year in November, I did my last show.
So cool, right? So you can spend more time with your family.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love that.
Yeah, I mean, I see
Yeah.
on Facebook, he doesn't really look like he likes his kids.
Yeah,
or
you don't love
anything.
your kids and your
No,
wife, right?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No,
Yeah,
I think it's so awesome. And so let's
Yeah,
pivot to
so-
business a little bit.
love it.
Okay. So you're the national sales director at Jadapay.
I am.
For people who might not know, what exactly do you do and what makes you different from the other guys?
Wow. Okay. So Jadapay is a credit card processing company that started in Madison, Indiana, about 19 years ago, and they're veteran owned and operated. They wanted to make an impact on the small mom and pop shops. There's a lot of corporate credit card processing out there that just have high rates, and the founder JP Davis just had a heart for the mom and pops, wanted to make a change. So that's where Jadapay started.
JP?
Yeah,
Jadapay?
JP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Jada, Jada, are the initials of his family members.
Oh, so
yeah,
cool.
yeah, which is really just awesome.
Yeah.
So that's how Jadapay came about, and then I had started in the credit card processing industry probably about 13 years ago. I started with a really good company, and I always wanted to work smarter, not harder. And I remember listening to Zig Ziglar powerful motivational speaker, talking about how, like, 20 years ago, he decided to be happy today. So I thought, you know what? I don't want to be a magician my whole life. It's, I want to be a family man, get married, wife and kids. So I'm like, how can I generate revenue, repeat recurring revenue? So I found credit card processing. I was with the company before. Great. I still have my portfolio. I take care of my clients. But J.P. Davis, he heard my name in the industry. He would just be out and about talking, to people and like, oh, I do credit card processing, soliciting a little bit, just making those connections. And a couple different times, people's like, you know what? You seem like a nice guy. I don't care how much money you can save me, but I like my guy, Mitch. So after he heard my name a couple times, he's like, what? I need this guy's number.
Yeah.
That's awesome,
and he called me up. And it took me years before I started to work with him because I'm very faithful, very loyal.
Yeah.
My current company was, amazing. But then after talking to JP for a while and learning about the veteran owned and operated, and not just veteran owned and operated, it's one thing to have a veteran owned and operated company, but it's like, other than being a veteran yourself, owned and operated, how are you involved within the veteran community? And that's, I liked hearing the stories. I really liked what that was about. His office at the time was, right close to mine. My other company was 45 minutes away. And I thought, maybe there's something to this because I'm a Marine.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And I just, the more I talked to him, the more I wanted to see what this was about. So I gave them a couple deals and it seemed to just be a really good fit.
That's awesome.
For my background and what they believed in. So that's how I became part of Jadapay. And then after I started producing, my personality, just my involvement with just, the customers and my passion, they made me national sales director.
That's amazing.
About a year and a half ago.
Amazing.
And it's been incredible ever since.
Good for you. I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. And I remember talking to you in the past about wanting to stop magic. So that you could be more full-time with your family who you love.
Right.
And I love that you had that goal and you're like, this is what I'm doing. I love that you set out to do it and that you've done it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's, you know what? The thing about the credit card processing industry is a lot of people have the idea of residual income. It is a great thing. But the problem is a lot of people don't have the money in the bank to sustain their bills while they build their portfolio.
Sure.
So I was lucky. So my magician income was, it was what it was. I was making no money with credit cards. And as I started to make more with credit card processing, I was able to let go of the magic. And I was able to do a full 30-year career switch with that income. And as a magician, I could do credit card processing in any city, any state. I could, when I'm in Vegas, I'm just mingling, networking.
Yeah.
I can take care of customers anywhere. I always had applications with me, and I just hustled. I just, I knew what I wanted. I'm very passionate about, my wife and kids, and I'm like, what, I'm going to do this. And so I entered a new chapter in my life and haven't looked back.
That's amazing. I love that.
Thank
and so Jadapay, I know you've opened a new office in Pompano
Beach.
So what does that mean for you and for your team?
Well, it's exciting. We have 3 offices now. Our first office right now it's in Corydon, Indiana. That's where our tech team and tech department is at. And then last year we opened an office in Colorado.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of the management team is at. And the Pompano Beach office, we opened that because of the amount of merchant accounts I have, my involvement within, our BNI and agents that we have in the area. We thought that it would be a really good presence. Plus, we process with the 4th largest processor in the world, and they're located out of Boca Raton.
Oh, wow.
So it would just be a really good
Proximity
fit.
just smart.
So we could, highlight their products in the office, and it's great because you guys haven't been in the office yet.
No, exactly.
I had the social.
Yeah.
It was my kid's birthday when you had that.
Yeah, I know.
The opening, and I chose my kid over you. I'm sorry.
When's his birthday?
February 19th.
Is it the 19th every year?
Every year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Every year? Yeah, every
I think so, right?
He's
Every
like,
year,
yeah.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
says
of
yes.
course, family first.
Yeah.
But it was really cool because my office, our office, we have a pool table, we have a dartboard. If it were an open storefront, we wouldn't have that.
Right.
But we do, networking events. We do a lot of team buildings, and it's just a fun space. We entertain a lot. We do a lot of trainings. There are people, other agents, come in town. So, yeah, it's a fun space.
That's
It's
awesome.
my office. I have some of the equipment there where I can, download the terminals, ship them, deploy them. I can take care of our local customers. And a few things that separates me and Jadapay apart from others is that if you have a glitch, like let's say you're processing with a bank, nothing negative about a bank, but if you have a problem Friday night with your terminal, you're not going to get a new one.
No.
And that's
Monday,
very,
hopefully.
very sensitive. Good luck
Hopefully.
with that.
Right.
Yeah. You know, that could be a struggle. So being the fact that with my position with the company, I can download terminals. I have terminals in my office, I have terminals in my car, I have terminals in my house. So if a customer ever calls, I can download, get them replaced. If they're not local, I can ship them next day.
Awesome.
And there's just a lot of things that we can do. Another thing that Jadapay does is we build our own files. So there's a lot of the files that, you know, get built that they get outsourced. If we need to switch or tweak anything, I can log in, our tech team can log in, and it uploads right in the terminal, which is really good. And the big thing I would say that separates Jadapay from other people is that we've been around for 19 years. And when a business, as you know, starts out, there's a lot of learning curves.
Yes.
We've been through the learning curves. I like to feel that we've perfected what we do. We've got our relationships in place, and it all comes back to our team. Our team is amazing. The owners are amazing. Our tech team, our management, and it works. It works. We figured it out.
That's awesome.
That's great. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Nathanson Brothers real estate
I
team.
know
Is that
them.
okay with you?
Sure.
So one thing that we try to do in the approach we take is we try to remove stress for people, right?
Yeah, it sounds like what
So the
Mitch does.
Nathanson Brothers real estate and mortgage team, whether you're buying, selling, refinancing, or just want to understand how recent market shifts may be affecting your home's value, we're here to help.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
And we're not just your agents or your lenders. We're your calm in the storm, right? We like to be that lighthouse, the calm in the storm, guiding people. And we do things the right way. And when things go wrong, we do the right thing. That's just how we operate. And Mitch, I know you do the same thing. And for our viewers and listeners, mention this episode and we will give you a $750 credit towards your appraisal when working with the team.
It's really nice of you.
Yeah.
That comes out of his side.
It does
but
come out
not
of my
my
side. I'm fine with that.
Nice.
It's my
Oh,
pleasure.
okay, you heard that. It's on camera. Ben, clip that.
It's my pleasure. Listen, back to it. Okay, back to it. So, Mitch, let's shift gears.
Okay.
You're also a Marine. You mentioned that, and again, thank you so much for your service. Can you talk about how being a Marine has maybe shaped who you are and how you operate today?
I would say definitely with the integrity and just probably number one, the appreciation for this country. There's a sorry.
You're good.
You guys have seen me before. You guys know that I'm passionate, and there's a lot of people that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for the country. So just, you know, that alone, just knowing where the U.S. came from and just being part of it and, you know, going through with people that have a passion, you know, to help this country, you know, fight for you, for me, your son. It just changes people.
Yeah.
You know, I know you look at things differently.
Yeah, perspective.
I always talk about, you know, don't sweat the small stuff. There's people out there that have been dealt things that they'll never been able to, you know, get through or fix. And, you know, just ask yourself, at the end of the day, is that really worth, you know, getting upset about?
Right.
You know, just, you know, look at, you know, control what you control, be you. And I think a lot of that passion for what I've seen and learned on, you know, just carried over to my work ethic.
I love
you
that.
can tell.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
beautiful. No.
listen, don't be sorry. That's who you are. It's what makes you who you are,
Yeah.
your perspective and your passion and your caring.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's, you know, what kind of really led me to Jadapay.
Yeah.
You know, just to switch that, I want to make sure I talk about one of the big importances of a foundation called Warrior Now. Warrior Now was founded by Brian Johnson and Melinda. They're the founders of Warrior Now, and he's one of the owners of Jadapay. It was founded by JP, and Brian came on board as an owner a couple years ago. And learning about Warrior Now, there's a lot of programs out there that really help veterans, which is amazing. And warriornow.org came out like 18 years ago, and they have just the understanding that once veterans go through certain programs, that's where it starts for them, and they need continued support.
Yes.
So, you know, they go through programs and then they're kind of left on their own to, you know, navigate and figure things out. But Warrior Now is just a huge support for after they finish the program, you know, the next chapter.
Yeah.
and Jadapay donates, proceeds and profits to them. It doesn't come out of our customers.
Right.
They pay the great low rates.
Yeah.
Right.
That they that they pay, and that's just something that out of the generosity. So it's not
That's
just
amazing.
we're owned by veterans. It's our involvement with the community. It's
beautiful.
That's amazing. To me, that's a reason to work with Jadapay.
Yeah, thank you. So,
For sure.
Because-
Along with low prices,
Right.
great customer service.
I was going to say, you're awesome. You do a great job. You take care of your clients. Rates are low, and you give back to people that need it, that serve all of us. That's huge. I love that. Thank you.
Right. So you also train at American Top Team where you
I
coach
do.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. What has martial arts taught you about business and life?
Honestly, that there's no shortcuts. Each belt in jiu-jitsu is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, you're working for that next belt. You started as a white belt, then you go to blue and purple and brown and black, and belts aren't given you. You got to put in the time. I was a blue belt for 4 years and 1 month. Wow. I mean, you have to earn it. And a lot of I started jiu-jitsu late. I was 42 years old, and I'm going to be 53 next month. So I started late in life, and with work and schedule and family, it's it takes time, and you got to work for it. Nothing comes easy, and that's the same with Jadapay or credit card processing or work careers. People don't plan to fail; they just fail to plan. And if you understand what that hard work is going to take, and create that plan, then that's what can help to the success. So that's what's really helped me. It's also taught me to just take the high road. Don't get involved with stuff, especially now with things you see on the news. You don't know what people are capable of, and it's taught me to take the high road. Sticks and stones. That's what we teach the kids. I've been a student for many years, and now that I'm approaching my black belt, it's exciting time.
Yeah.
I teach adults when they need help with that, but I have my own kids class, and we just teach them to take the high road and to just be aware and all that stuff.
I love that.
Awesome.
And I know that you teach our business partner, our friend,
Yes.
a past guest, Josh Kugler, and his daughter Jocelyn, right?
Yeah.
And so what makes teaching, the kids, the family so special to you and so important to you?
You know what? At the end of the day, like we've talked about before, any champion at anything was once a beginner. When it comes to martial arts, a lot of people, whether they're adults, I was scared to death when I first went into my class. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of adults that start jiu-jitsu or a martial art. They're nervous, and I just have a passion for helping people.
Yeah.
I don't have an ego. I'm going to be on the mat with you to take care of you, whether you're an adult, a student, a child, and just work with you. You have to learn, the first step and the second step, and then as you learn and grow, you just continue to develop. So just one step at a time. But my passion for just helping people, especially now, because as you guys know, I used to compete a lot.
Right.
I trained for years. I think 2 years ago was the last year I competed. I did
And by the way, you're no slouch. You have medals.
I can hold my own.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Davie.
Competed for years, and then now that I'm getting older, your knees kind of give out, your back
different.
a little bit. So now I'm focusing more on the coaching side.
That's so
And
cool.
I still
Sounds like me,
train,
but in basketball.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting out there on the court, but everything hurts.
Yeah.
I coach.
Yeah. American Top Team Deerfield
Yeah.
is amazing. And let me just throw this out there. I mean, that school has literally changed my life.
Yeah.
And you don't just join a school, you join a family.
Yeah.
They're incredible. And if anybody is interested, maybe a free trial, hit me up, and I'll be out there with you guys and introduce you to the school.
Oh, that's so cool.
And even if you guys aren't near the Deerfield Beach area for American Top Team, come in, learn what the art's about. Find a good school. We encourage you to get to a school if it's closer to you. And again, we're not selfish. Oh, you have to join our gym. We love to give back and help and just guide. And if we can help some students and children, whether it's get them off the street, give them a goal and a focus, and just teach them. There's so much you get. There's
awesome.
The cardio. There's the integrity,
Discipline.
the discipline. There's so many
Brain.
things.
The one thing, so we're not fighters. We never trained, but we have friends that have done it for a long time. And we've been to a million fights and matches and stuff. And the thing that I like the most is it's not who's necessarily the strongest. It's who's the smartest, right? Because you can see when there's a good fighter, you can see them thinking 3 or 4 moves ahead.
Yeah,
right?
it's
And it's
just-
just,
absolutely.
it's so cool.
Remember that was Robert Portocarrero was a
Yeah.
buddy of ours. He trained at ATT Coconut Creek.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing him in some matches, and you can see him thinking.
Yeah.
Like he's in the position, he's getting this and that, and he's just like, oh, okay, and he killed it. He because he was a thinker. That's what helped make him successful.
Yeah,
too.
that and coming into your own element. It's like I was probably 8 years in as a competitor. I'd only won 1 match by submission. I won a ton of matches by points, but I only had 1 armbar submission. And then once I realized what my niche was, all my other tournaments, sub. I'm not saying I never got beat. Of course, you get beat.
Of course.
But as far as my victories, it wasn't by points. It's either I'm getting beat or I'm subbing you.
Yeah.
I don't go to the end anymore.
Yeah.
Because I found a couple niches that fit me, my body style.
So cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Just figuring
love
out
that.
what works for you.
So let me ask you, have you ever used a magic trick or jujitsu to close a deal?
Ooh.
Not jujitsu, not jujitsu.
Armbar? If I can break your arm, you sign?
Although it's a great conversation.
Sign here.
Yeah, yeah. But no, not jujitsu. As far as magic, can't say that I've pulled out a
No?
trick.
Really?
You've seen me. I'm so
I've been doing it whenever I
focused.
could.
Oh, heck yeah.
I mean, when we're in our meetings, for like we'll horse around, but when I'm in like business mode, people don't even think I got a personality. Like Mitch, you got the personality of a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Because I'm so
You're focused and on helping.
so I don't even know how to put a magic trick into it.
Yeah.
I'll make your fees disappear.
Right? Listen,
your rates disappear.
That's not a bad way to open the door.
If I can guess your card,
Yeah.
you sign.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I would do that a lot of time. I got to tell you, I would use magic to get a lot of free meals at restaurants. I'd ask for the manager, and I'm like, hey, I know you guys got a budget. If I can read your mind and tell you what you're thinking right now, can I get a free dessert? Oh, well, yeah, let's do this. Can I get can I get my check comped if I can read 3 people's meal, your service? Oh yeah, lot of free.
Amazing.
Free meals. Yeah.
Listen, Mitch, we got to go out to dinner, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Could you
do
hook
it.
it further up?
By the way, fun fact, whenever I sit next to Mitch and he's on my right side, I move my wallet to the left just to be
Correct.
safe.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. You
Correct.
never
Listen,
know.
the man's a magician.
Yes.
He can do
Speaking
things.
of, holy
I know.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look.
Where's my belt?
Hold on. Where's my watch?
I do that too. I do
Yeah.
pickpocketing watches.
Let's
Take
see.
them right off.
Don't
of
take
you.
this one, please. This is a gift from my wife.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that one. So you're an intense guy, even though you're like, when I'm in a meeting, I'm the personality of a cardboard box. But to be able to train in magic for 30 years, 35 years, right? And to train jujitsu and everything you do, that's intense. You've also been known
I don't know if I want to hear this. What?
to hunt pythons in the Everglades. What? What is that about?
I love reptiles. I love reptiles. I love the Everglades, and especially my nephew Tyson. He would come down and visit. He wants to go alligator hunting. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. So whenever my nephew comes down, we'll get clothed, long sleeve jeans, boots, spray our body head to toe with the off bug spray, and we'll hit the Everglades, and just go. We don't hurt the pythons.
Right. No, they're rehomed, right? I mean, because they're
we just
taken
want
out
to
of
catch them, take selfies, and let them go.
Can you do me a huge favor?
What's that?
Please don't ever invite me.
Yeah.
No. And I would take my sons, Jackson and Carson. I'd take them.
I watched
And
the
then-
videos.
Yep. And then I think I showed you guys. I had the pleasure of hanging out with the alligator.
The Gator Boys.
the
Gator Boys,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So I would go out to properties for a while and remove nuisance gators.
That's so cool.
We'd jump.
You are
their
on my
back.
preferred vendor list.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I ever
Yeah.
need one, I'm calling you.
Right?
Yeah. So I love it.
That's really cool, man.
That is so fun. And he didn't want to say out loud, my brother, but if he sees any big spiders, he's calling you too.
Oh, I've heard.
If
about
Lydia's
that.
at work, right? If my sister,
Yeah, my wife usually handles it.
Done
Yeah.
with spiders.
So, all right. So hold on. Give us one sec. We're going to do a little a shout out to a referral partner. So, are you looking for a new ride? If you're looking for a new ride, keep up with our friends at Rizzo Automotive Concierge Services. Right now, their deal of the month is a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. You ready for this? $375 a month. And it's
Ben's in awe. Look at him.
It's a 36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, and only 2,000 down, which includes their fee. It's amazing.
That is so crazy, right? And there's only 1 week left on this deal, right? So follow them on social media. Check out RizzoAutomotive.com or call 561-917-4224 for their latest deal of the month and tell them the Digital Mayor sent ya.
Yes, and they're honest, they're fast, and listen, like Mitch, the backbone of our community.
For sure.
They really,
Absolutely.
they really take care of us.
So why don't we move on to our fun segment?
Oh,
here, Dan?
you ready? It's the fun one.
You ready for this fun segment?
Mitch, you ready? So this is what we
right.
call the Book of Awesome. We don't call it the Book of Awesome. I mean, we do, but the
Neil
author,
does.
the author named it the Book of Awesome. So what this is a book of just awesome things in life.
Is this a magic trick?
It
Is
could
this
be.
really
It could be.
It's a real.
It's a real book.
So our question for you is, please open the book to any random page.
Okay.
Read the headline at the top and just let us know if it brings up a memory, a thought, a something. And if you don't like it, you can choose a different one.
I can choose a different one.
Yeah, if you don't like that
I'm
one.
not going to bring up that memory.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right.
So what am I supposed to do with it?
Or again, does it bring up a memory, a thought, a story, a something?
Yeah. Yeah. Should I read it
Yeah,
out
read
loud?
it out loud.
It says, when you're really tired and about to fall asleep and someone throws a blanket on you.
Oh, okay. All right. So what does that bring up for you?
That I've got the best mother in the world.
Right?
Oh,
That's so cool.
That's beautiful.
I love that. So in that same vein, thank you. That just makes me think. So on my bed, I keep a quilt that our mom made.
Okay.
And our mom was a quilter. She used to make quilts by hand, every stitch by hand.
Okay.
And that's the quilt that keeps me warm at night.
Nice.
And I look at it every day. I feel it every day. I think about it. So that's awesome for me
get
too.
it. You
Thank
get
you
it.
for
Yeah.
bringing. Listen,
I'll
the
tell
Book
you
of
a fun one. Not as nice and warm as yours, but my wife sleeps with a weighted blanket.
Okay.
And she loves it. And I'm not going to call her like crazy with the sheets and stuff, but they like have to be on perfectly. I don't understand it, but it's how she is. And not like 2 months ago, she got up. I was like falling asleep and she got up to fix her blanket and she takes the damn weighted blanket and like threw it and right onto my hoo-hoo as I'm trying to fall asleep. Like, what the hell are you doing? Please. It was,
Why is Jacob looking and smirking over at you?
yeah. Because he
say
thinks
hoo-hoo.
it's funny.
Don't say hoo-hoo.
It's not funny when it happens to you.
It is not. It is not funny when it happens to you.
I think my wife thought it was funny, but
Of course she did. Of course she did.
yeah, good times.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
So
next thing we want you to do is, if you don't mind, you get your phone over there. Mm-hmm. Would you take it? Show us what your lock screen photo is,
Okay.
and tell us kind of
Yeah,
what
what's
it
the
means to
story?
you.
All right. Show you guys.
Show
yeah,
the world.
show the camera.
All right.
Camera 5.
Camera 5. Let me go ahead and highlight it. Okay. So it says, keep rolling until the belt turns black.
Oh.
So it's a motivational for jiu-jitsu because I'm seeking my black belt.
Right.
I've got 2 stripes on my brown, and the top word is in white. That's the first belt. Then you got your blue belt, purple, brown,
and then black.
Smart. That's so cool, man.
It's my motivation.
Good
and,
for you.
You want to hear another motivation?
please. Yeah.
Call my phone. Let me go and turn it up. A
Oh,
little
I don't have my phone on me.
bit. No,
I do.
Mike, you got yours?
I was gonna say, give me the. You want to give the number?
Give me
real
them
quick?
digits. I got you
Yeah.
right here.
All right. Yeah, so go ahead and
give
call
me-
my phone. Let's see if you guys can hear my ringtone. See if you know where this is from.
All right.
Oh, I think it just killed it.
I didn't do it. What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with you there? All right, one more time. Let me just turn my ringer
you
up
go.
loud. All right, one more time.
You got it.
Yeah, I won't touch a button.
What's the matter with you? Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
That's Rocky,
There is
Yeah, it's
no
Rocky.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
yep.
Yep.
There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's Apollo Creed yelling at
Yep,
Rocky.
yep.
You know, there is Rocky's like, when they're training in Rocky 3 after he got beat.
Yeah.
He's like, tomorrow, we'll do
Yeah.
it tomorrow. It's like there is no tomorrow, so you got to do it today.
That's
Gotta
awesome.
Do it now.
And
so that's
thank
my,
you.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that when my name popped up, it doesn't say like jerk from BNI or something.
No, if Dan would have called. Me,
Yeah.
Dan, don't call.
I'm not going.
yeah.
I was
so-
reading something last night, and it's all this motivational crap you see on Instagram. I mean, not crap. It's good stuff, and it was talking about if there's something you want to do, you got to do it because you're the youngest you will ever be today.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And my wife has just started a big venture. I'm not going to talk about her venture yet, but until she's ready to talk about it. But she's just started a big venture
exciting.
yesterday.
Nice.
She started literally yesterday, and so it kind of hit her. She's like, "I started today,"
Yes.
and I'm like, Good.
There you
Yes.
Good. I'm going to go have a sandwich and go lay down.
Listen, but it's big.
Yeah.
And it's
Gotta
exciting
do
for
it
all of
today.
us. Yeah.
You know, to be part of the 1%, got to do what 99% don't.
Yes.
That's right.
Right. To
do
do
it
what
now.
other people, right? What you have to do, what you didn't do to get what others, I don't remember. But
If you
Something
always
like
do
that.
what you always done, you always
get what you got.
always got.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
sir.
Yes, exactly. All right. So one more quick commercial. We wanted to give some love to the School of Rock Boca Raton and music director and past guest, Garrett Keeler. So right now we are working on getting their student band to perform before we start the Distinguished Gentleman's Motorcycle Ride on May 18th. And we're really stoked about that. So if your kid has musical talent or you're looking for a place for them to develop it, check out School of Rock Boca Raton. They have some awesome teachers. Our very own podcast producer, Ben, was a teacher there. He was my teacher, School of Rock, right here for my Battle of the Bands performance. They're awesome. So thank you, Garrett, Lindsay, School of Rock. We're grateful for you.
Thanks again to Garrett for being a past guest and their team always supporting the community. And when I was, by the way, right here, winner of Battle of the Bands just a few years ago, the only person I would let teach me how to play drums was Garrett. Because this dude, we just clicked. He got me, I got him, and we had a great time together, and he taught me to win.
Yes.
Which was really cool.
Listen, same. My teacher was the one and only Ben Castro, and we got another winner.
You won
sitting
too.
right here.
Yeah. It's like two of us won.
All right. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. So, Mitch.
Yes.
When you have a day off, what do you like to do? How do you enjoy South Florida on a day off?
Oh, wow. A couple things. If my oldest is in town from college, we'd love to do family things. Wife and 2 kids, Sherry, Carson, Jackson. We always like to go out, dine, maybe spend time on the beach. If it's myself, I like to get in around the golf.
I knew that.
I'm
I knew he was
horrible.
going to
I'm
say
horrible, but
Are you?
I have a good time. You wouldn't think I'm horrible. I look great. I got the hat, the pants. I look the part, but I can't.
Not a golfer.
You are horrible? So
No.
maybe I'll come play sometime because I am
out.
horrible. I've only played like 3 or 4
Yeah.
times. I find it very frustrating because I'm like an athlete. Like I play basketball and baseball and all and football and stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, how could a 78-year-old, 300-pound guy be better at a sport than I am?
Right,
It doesn't make
right.
sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of get frustrated. So maybe I'll come play because I'm always intimidated because I figured you were probably really good.
No. I'm.
just good.
If I break 100, that's a good day.
Oh, okay.
But-
On the
but
front 9, you mean, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I've been putting in more time, trying to get out 3-4 times a month, and
Awesome.
cleaning up my game a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have fun.
I don't know if he has the patience for me though. Do you remember where we got
I'm
the
way
golf?
worse than you.
Do you remember where we got the golf clubs that I use?
Yeah, from a dead man's listing.
So we sold a condo for
In Pompano?
this couple in
Okay.
Pompano Beach. Unfortunately, both people passed, and it was a real weird situation. The kids did not want anything from their parents' condo.
Yeah.
Family photos. They were like, just dump it all. And we couldn't do that. So we took the family photos and we boxed them up and shipped them to them in upstate New York just because, like the guinea pig, I'm not throwing those away. If you want to throw
Right.
away your family photos, that's on you.
Yeah.
So on our dime, we shipped that up there.
Yeah.
And the man had a set of golf clubs that are so old and so bad that the first time I brought them to a golf course, which was I think the second time I've been to a golf course to play golf, the caddy laughed. Like the woods are real wood. The every club on the shaft of the club had a return mail address with the guy's
Really?
name on it.
That's funny.
Really?
Yeah, like they were.
They had
bad.
2 sets, by the
Okay.
way. I took the other one.
The good one.
And that's when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, and there were a couple of golfers there. And I remember this one guy's name was Christian. God, I haven't even thought about that guy in forever. He was like, dude, throw those out. Literally, go put them in the garbage. I've got an extra set you can just have because those are horrible. But that's where we got our first set. And I still have the set that Christian gave me.
And I still have the crappy set that we got from the guy.
That's so funny. All right, Mitch, what's your favorite local restaurant? I know you're like in shape and stuff. It's kind of
I know.
annoying, but
No, I'll tell you what. This is weird, but I'm a chain guy.
Yeah.
I love Red Lobster. You guys probably see my Facebook. Every
Yeah.
birthday, I take my friends. We go to Red Lobster.
That's awesome.
For Mexican, I enjoy La Bamba.
I like La Bamba, too.
I am a sucker for some sushi and Thai.
Okay.
I went to I think it's Nine Face Sushi in Pompano for the first time.
I don't know.
My wife and I went last night for dinner.
Nine
Or
Face?
2 nights ago. Nine Face, I believe it's called.
Okay.
It was amazing. It was really good. Yeah. So
I love that.
I'm
And so
just,
do you have a favorite dish somewhere around? Like if you're like, oh, do you crave something?
Red Lobster biscuits,
Oh my
bruh.
God. Didn't we talk about Red Lobster biscuits just
Like
the other
just
night?
the other night.
The other
Yeah.
night I was like,
My lunch craving is Subway tuna sub.
okay.
And
Really?
I have to get it with a Dr. Pepper. I'm a creature
No
of habit.
kidding.
Yeah, I can't have it with a Coke. It's got to be Dr. Pepper. Dinner's kind of vary, but if I'm ever a lunch guy, that's where I go.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. I get that. Okay.
But chain restaurants, that's a whole new conversation.
Have you ever tried
Yeah.
Maggiano's?
A couple times.
Yeah. I do
Oh,
love
that
me some
chicken
Maggiano.
parm yesterday.
Yeah, that was good.
God,
that
I love
was really
it.
good.
I ate way too much just because I love that chicken
so
parm.
good.
I overindulged. I didn't have any of the ravioli though, just the chicken and the salad.
I had both.
Yeah.
And then the cake.
And yeah, you were eating the cake next to me. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
no,
my
yeah.
god,
I didn't
dude.
have cake.
I was eating really
didn't.
slow.
Oh.
Yeah.
It looked so. I was very proud of myself that I didn't have any.
Yeah.
Because I.
I wish I had your will, but that's my weak spot. Sweets.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
So what I
forget
do is I don't eat them. Because if I start, I can't stop. That's
Right.
my
Yeah.
problem. So I just force myself to not eat them a lot of times. 'Cause literally, when I do, I'm just like, I way overdo it. So I just,
See, that's one of my challenges at home. When I lived by myself, I never kept sweets in the house.
Yeah.
Because if I had them, I would eat them. And now that Dad and I are living together, he eats dessert. I love you, Dad. He eats dessert every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
he deserves it.
Of
Love
course.
it.
Listen, he's 80. He's almost 81. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's in good shape. Like his all his blood work. Everything's healthy.
Yeah.
So you're 81. Do whatever the
Ice
hell you
cream in
want.
his veins, baby.
Correct.
Ice cream in
But
his
the
veins.
challenge is that like if I get him ice cream or if I get him a cookie or whatever he's doing, well, I mean, I should have some too,
Stop.
right?
Yeah.
I've been
It's
better.
not that good.
So I am not turning down sweets.
Yeah.
I could be.
It's a difficult
I could be
challenge for
at 9-face sushi. 35 rolls in. I've got room for a sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not happening.
I love that too. All right, so before we wrap up, you're a skilled magician. You're a poker player.
Yeah.
Any tips from magic, from poker, on reading people that you use in business?
Or in marriage.
Oh yeah, right. That would be
You know
good too.
what?
Help me.
All right. So repeat that question again.
So-
you had a lot of components.
Yeah.
there.
Do you have any from being a magician,
Mm-hmm.
from being a poker player? Is there anything you can take from right? Because all those skills require reading people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything you take from those that you use in business, in sales?
I would say when it's business and sales, just don't bluff. Just be honest. Deliver what you say. Do what you say.
I thought you were a good poker player.
Right.
I'm
You don't
very
bluff?
good. Oh, I'd lie my ass
I would
off.
say he's just bluffing right now. You think,
Hold on.
come on.
Yeah.
He's just not
If
looking to
that's
blow
the
up his
case, then you want to
spot.
play tonight? I
Yeah.
got a high stakes game.
No,
He's not looking to blow up his
a,
spot.
a lot of it, with poker's reading your opponents.
Yeah.
I will be totally
Absolutely.
weak, but I see them check. I read their
Yes.
betting patterns. I'll have nothing. I'll bet because
You can see
I read
they
them.
flinched,
Yeah.
right? You can see. But do you
Yeah.
use that in sales again? Not that you're preying on a weakness, but
The only thing I would say is, once you find their weak spot, basically I have the mentality where there's pain, there's opportunity.
Yeah, how can you
not,
help fix it?
Not in a negative way.
Yeah.
But I'm going to fix it.
Correct.
This is what I'm good at.
Yes,
This is
what-
what Jadapay is good
what's
at.
the pain and how do you fix it?
Exactly.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's kind of what I was thinking. I figured because like you're so good at reading people, between poker, between magic, and jujitsu, like we talked about, is chess. You're trying to think 3 moves ahead.
Come on, bro.
Right.
I'm a master poker. You've played with me before. Let's play some 727 right now.
727 is one of the worst games.
What is 727?
It's
Oh
a
my
card-
God, it's my
It's
favorite
a fun
game.
It's a very fun card game.
is it poker?
It's a game.
It's a game. Like
it's a game.
So every
Okay.
now and then I'll have a poker night.
Okay.
And I don't do tournaments. I learned that years ago because
Okay.
I did it at my house once and I was
Right.
out at like 9 o'clock. At like 1:30 in the morning, I'm like, okay, split it and get the hell out of my house.
Okay.
So I stopped doing that. Now it's cash game, leave whenever you want. And
Yeah.
then we go around dealer's choice.
There
There's
you
this
go.
game 727.
Okay.
Everybody gets 1 card down. So there's 2 winners potentially.
Okay.
It's the closest to 7 and closest to 27. So the face cards are worth what they are. Ace is worth 1 or 11.
Okay.
And then the Jack, Queen, King are all worth half a point.
Okay.
And so every other card is face up, and you bet every time, and you stop betting when people stop taking cards. So you could have like 3 queens and 2 kings, and you've only got 2.5 points. So the betting can get very high.
Do you
So
play
people
with
don't
one
like
deck?
it.
Or is
Yeah,
it multiple
one
decks?
deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much.
It is.
It's my favorite
a lot
game.
of fun, and it's very expensive very quickly.
Yeah.
But if you win, it's great.
Yeah, right.
And you can
but the problem is
potentially
you
get
lose.
7 and 27.
I'm always up for learning. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Ace 5 is 7 and 27.
I
so
love
can
you,
actually
Mitch.
win
I'm not
both.
playing poker with you.
Yeah.
I'll play poker with you.
Yeah. Play poker with a magician.
Yeah,
I'll play with you.
Don't do it.
But I don't
Go
want to sit
ahead.
next to you.
You know how many home games I've got kicked
Of
out
course.
just because I'm a magician. And it got to the point where I wasn't even dealing.
Of course, even though you're not
And-
doing anything
and I
people
would get
think.
kicked out, but what people don't know is you heard that the World Poker Tour, WPT.
Sure.
So
Might have
I
heard
went
of
to
it, yeah.
4 or 5 of the WPT boot camps where you're paying a couple $1,000s to spend an entire weekend to learn from the pros that you see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So you learn about the math and the numbers and the counting and this. So I guess when you're a good poker player and people have ego, they think, oh, he's a magician.
Right.
He's cheating.
That's why.
I'll play
he's-
with you, Mitch.
That's why he's
Yeah.
beating.
I know
us,
they
'cause he's a
talked about
magician.
it BNI a game. I want in, by the way.
Yeah.
I want in. I want to play. That'll be
Let's
fun.
do it.
All right, so let me.
I just like to have fun.
I'm trying to avoid my brother losing money. So let me ask you a
Eh,
question.
It's just money. Comes and goes.
Let me ask you a question. For Jadapay, we talked that you get an offer for our viewers and for our listeners.
Yeah.
What did you want to plug? What do you want to say about Jadapay?
Well, a couple things. One, mention this podcast.
Okay.
And I'll hook you up with a free terminal.
Wow.
Awesome.
Could I have one?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a business for it, but could I just have a terminal?
If you swing by my office and if you're a business owner, whether you're a client or not, just to learn about each other. Like I said, I've got a pool table and a dartboard.
Love that.
I have an offer. Beat me 2 out of 3 games in either pool or darts. Get $50.
Oh.
Not that I'm great, but it makes for an interesting 1-to-1. It makes it fun.
Yes.
And it gets people in the office where I can learn about them, and it's just a good time.
That's very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. That I love that. And Mitch, thank you so much for your time. We're grateful that you made time to spend with us.
Oh, sure.
For sure.
This was a good time.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, because I've heard
course.
about your podcast for a
Yeah.
while, but I'm the type that if it's something that I think is going to be visual, I just don't want to drive and
Yes.
listen. So I started watching your podcast.
Yeah.
The last few episodes.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Awesome.
So
Thank you.
thanks
Thanks,
for what
man.
you guys
Well,
do.
listen, it's
and
not about us. It's
spotlighting,
about the
other
people.
businesses.
Yeah, that's what it's about. We just wanted to share, like I said, what makes South Florida a great place, and it's people like you, and it's organizations like Jadapay and Warrior Now. I mean, that's what makes our world a better place, and we just want to spotlight that because there should be more of it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, we definitely
and people
appreciate
should
it
know.
and had a really good time. So
Good.
thank
Yeah.
Thank you. And for our listeners, make sure to connect with Mitch at jadapay.com and on Instagram at HireMitch, right? This is how you get him. Or at Jada_pay
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
And if you're
Sounds good.
looking to buy, sell, or refinance or upgrade your home or even improve the, just the exterior of your home, check out nathansonbrothers.com. That's all our brands
That's us.
in one place.
That's really cool. And make sure to subscribe on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and follow us at the Digital Mayor's Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Please leave us a review. It really, really helps. It just helps, please.
Yeah, it helps more than you know, and that's what helps us grow. And please share this episode with someone who would appreciate a story about an awesome guy who's passionate and caring and has grit and has great laughs and gives back. More people need to hear Mitch's story and learn about Jadapay and Warrior Now and just everything that you do. So that's a wrap for this one.
Yes.
We just wanted to say thank you again so much. Thank you to everyone who
Pleasure.
watches and listens. And we'll see you next time. Bye
Yes.
bye for now.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye for now.
And don't forget the squall. Plus, Jacob can't shoot.
Jacob can't shoot.
Chicken what?
Ooh. Look at you sneak that